Welcome to TeaSea, where I spill the tea and we see how we can learn from it. I am your host, TeaSea, and let's start the tea session today titled The Pimple Problem 8 Inexpensive Tips from someone who had really painful pimples. Looking back, it's been 5 episodes of me talking about working on yourself from the inside. But sometimes it can really be hard to see yourself as this brand new person when change happens so slow. And when it's inner work, it's not tangible. We can't see it. So we are taking a break from all that inner work today, and we are focusing on the tangible. Acne or skin sensitivity issues on your face. Growing up as a teenager, yes, I'm not a teenager anymore. Growing up as a teenager, I had really bad acne when I first hit puberty. It was the kind of acne that was actually painful. At times, I would have a pimple which would grow really big in comical places. This means that a really big, painful pimple would appear right at the tip of my nose or right in the middle of my forehead, slightly above my eyebrows. Yes, right at that placement where certain religions or cultures would apply special mixtures like sandalwood paste or have a red dot placed there in celebration of a marriage or as part of their religious ceremonies and really important things like that. In that socially significant spot on my forehead, I would get a big, oily, painful pimple. I had oily combination skin with these really painful and embarrassing pimples for quite a while. But we learn, we grow, and after doing my research, my condition did get better. By a lot, actually. These days, some people will say that I have flawless skin, even though it's not. It's just that from a distance, people really think that my skin is good. So that's what I'll be sharing with all of you today. Relatively cheap or free habits, which I believe helped me with my painful acne. Firstly, the one habit which I have to consciously continue with today is to have better eating habits. This means drinking enough water. The average person apparently needs 7 cups of water. And I trust you to do your own research to figure out how much water you need to drink based on your height and weight, or your amount of exercise as well. This also means eating less processed foods, cutting back on deep fried food and sugar. I know that this could be really difficult, but it's a gradual process. You can let yourself have cheat days to make yourself feel better because when you feel bad and the stress just creates pimples again. So you can control yourself and you can allow yourself to have cheat days to calm down and relax. But please don't gorge yourself on these cheat days as they will only make you feel worse. You could try a refreshing cucumber or apple, even with sauce. They can be satisfying as a snack, as much as a bag of chips could make you feel satisfied. Or you could portion control your chips. You could say, oh, I'm only taking as many snacks as a certain sized bowl at home. And you fill that bowl to the brim with all the snacks you want, but you don't let yourself have any more than what can fit in that bowl, right? So it's all about control, and you can let yourself relax, but not too much. It's all about balance, okay? Secondly, I became more aware and started stopping myself whenever my hands started to reach for my face. Your hands touch many things without you even knowing it. like in the span of a day or in your whole life. And when your hands touch your face, you are transferring those germs onto your face. Those germs, in turn, end up contributing to the appearance of those pimples on your face. This is the same idea as when you try to sleep in class or at your work desk and you rest your head on your arms. Resting your head on your arms, this again introduces bacteria to your face. So I know this can be hard for those of you who have a habit of touching your face, but please remind yourself and try to unlearn such habits. I did it, so you can do it too. I believe in you. Thirdly, this is to wash your hands before you wash your face. This ties in with the idea that I introduced in the previous point. Bacteria causes pimples, and when your hands, which are not washed, come into contact with your face, you're giving the bacteria a chance to transfer onto your face. This is what could lead to the appearance of more pimples. I do this to this day. I wash my hands before I wash my face with my hands, and this is one of those habits which you really have to persevere. For me, the only way I made this into a habit was by picturing the bacteria climbing onto my face and all, and by using my imagination to make me feel grossed out, I successfully convinced myself to start this habit and have managed to repeatedly keep this habit to this day. So maybe you can try a bit of scare tactics on yourself. Just, yeah, if you are not completely convinced. The fourth tip is something inspired by a Reddit comment I read years ago. So if you know a bit of skincare, you might have heard that tea tree oil is antibacterial and thus good for acne-prone skin. The commenter on this Reddit post was saying that his routine was to wash his face, then use a roll-on tea tree oil on his face. Don't do it. Don't use that roll-on. If your face has a tendency to be full of pimples like mine once was, you need to be more strict and careful about what goes onto your face. The issue with roll-ons is that the germs, oil, and sebum that are on your face gets transferred into that roll-on bottle. And when you tilt that bottle to use it again the next day, those germs and dirt get reintroduced to your face again, causing more pimples. So, this fourth tip is to be careful about the application style of your skincare products. Creams that come in a container where you use a spatula or your fingers to scoop out products might just be supporting the growth of the pimples on your face. Personally, as I am past puberty now, I do use creams that require the use of a spatula to scoop out the product, but I always ensure to clean the spatula before each use and try to avoid anything else getting into contact with the cream in the container. So it's all about being aware of all the ways that germs could end up getting onto your face and trying to avoid them. My fifth tip: wash your face with a cleanser that is suitable for your skin type. Now, your skin type can change from season to season and even fluctuate based on hormonal or environmental factors, such as traveling to a climate your skin is unaccustomed to. Your skin type can also change as you grow older, so it's an ever-changing process. I don't know. Yeah, it's just a process of figuring out what you really need. And just because it worked for you in the past doesn't mean that it will work for you now. For those who might not know much, the 5 main skin types are normal, dry, oily, combination, and sensitive. If you are not sure, an easy and inexpensive way would be to go to a shop which sells skincare products and find an experienced store assistant to look at your face and give you the answer straight away. At least that's how I got to know for sure. A vast majority of face washes clearly state the skin types they are designed for right on the label, so keep this in mind while you are shopping. I will go by the type of cleanser so that you can see if the type of cleanser that you're hopefully using is suitable for your skin type. A gel cleanser is suitable for normal, oily, and sensitive skin. Cream and lotion cleansers are suitable for normal, dry, oily, and sensitive skin. Foaming cleansers are suitable for normal, oil, and sensitive skin. Micellar water is suitable for all skin types. They have molecules which trap dirt and oil without the need to rinse. So if you are in a situation where using water for rinsing is inconvenient, you could consider this as an option. This could be like if you are in school and the water source is in the toilets and the toilets are not that clean, or if the pipes are rusty and the water might add to your pimple problem. So you could consider that as an option. Makeup removing cleansing cloths are often suitable for all skin types as well, but in my opinion, they never really clean up your makeup that well, especially if you use a stronger setting spray or waterproof makeup. But they are really convenient if you are in a rush or on the go. Facial bar cleansers are suitable for normal, dry, and sensitive skin. Now, since we are specifically talking about what to use for acne, in terms of packaging, I personally recommend that you get a pump type cleanser rather than a cream cleanser or bar cleanser, which could cause more bacteria to be introduced to your skin. Next, the sixth tip. Moisturize your face with a suitable moisturizer. The three basic steps for skincare is to use a cleanser, moisturizer, and a sunblock. We are on the second, the moisturizing part now. Please remember that even if a product has won awards and many people say that it works well, it doesn't mean that that product would really be the perfect fit for you. I met a friend who had this issue. So, if you have combination to oily skin, please, please, please do not use an oil-based moisturizer. Your skin has an overproduction of oil already, thinking that you need more moisturizer, which is why it is producing that oil. What you need to do is find a water-based moisturizer which would let your skin feel moisturized without adding more oil. This would be able to reduce the production of oil on your face. Similarly, you know of like those oil absorption patches that are often blue in color? Yes. Are you using those? Stop using 10 of those in a day if you want your skin to produce less oil. Let me try to explain what I understand happens to your skin when you use these oil absorption patches. So, before using them at the start, your skin produces a lot of oil, thinking that your skin lacks water content. The amount of oil on your face is the amount of oil your skin thinks it needs to have just the right amount of water content. When you use an oil absorbing patch, you are taking the oil away, right? Now that your skin momentarily has less oil, your skin now thinks that it is too dry and starts producing more oil. Then this starts a vicious cycle, which just works like when you have oily skin, you use these patches to soak up the oil, and your skin, feeling like it lacks moisture, produces even more oil. As this cycle continues, your skin will only learn to produce more and more oil, and you will use more and more of those oil absorption patches. I understand that these patches can be satisfying because an oily face can be so uncomfortable and it just gives you that relief. But please try to use less and less of them until you manage to stop using them completely. Or just use maybe just one piece a day. Okay? Remember that my first tip was for you to drink more or enough water for what your body needs. That is to hydrate your body from the inside out. Now, to help your body along, choose a suitable moisturizer based on your skin type and regularly use it after cleansing. Next, the seventh tip. Do your research to choose and regularly use a sunscreen product which is suitable for your skin type. This is really similar to the previous tip, but I am separating them to make it more obvious that they are both really important. You really have to put in the effort to research and use products that work for you, regardless of whether they are popular or not. If you have sensitive skin, there are several ingredients you'll want to avoid when shopping for sunscreen. These ingredients could cause a reaction and include alcohol, fragrances, oxybenzone, para-aminobenzoic acid, or PABA, salicylates, and cinnamates. Aiming for a mineral sunscreen with zinc oxide and titanium dioxide is your safest bet because it's less likely to cause a negative reaction. In addition, ingredients such as panthenol, allantoin, and metacasoside all have soothing properties and may help to reduce irritation. If you have oily skin, try to look for sunscreen in water-based or gel formulas with a matte finish. Ingredients such as tea tree oil, green tea, or niacinamide in your sunscreen can also help you to control oil production. When you have dry skin, your main aim should be adding additional moisture. In this case, you can always benefit from a moisturizing sunscreen in the form of cream, which allows you to layer it on top of your moisturizer. Any sunscreen enriched with moisturizing ingredients such as ceramides, glycerin, hyaluronic acid, and honey can be helpful. Now, I know what you may be thinking at this point. Some of us might just not have the time or energy or patience to read the fine print and do the research. That's where many free to use websites and apps come in. In case you didn't know, there are many websites and apps which can easily tell you whether a product has an ingredient which might lead to your breakouts. Just search on your preferred search engine. Just search for website that screens products for irritants, and a bunch of websites and apps should come out. Personally, I have been using the website COSDNA, spelt COSDNA. So I hope you check the products you already have that hopefully you have been using and make adjustments accordingly to suit your skin type. The eighth tip, and this is the last tip of this episode, is to switch out your pillowcase or pillow covers regularly, just as often as you should be cleaning your makeup brushes, sponges, and cushions. I think once a week would probably work for most of us, though you might want to consider switching them out every other day or in the middle of the week, along with at the end of the week if your condition is worse or really serious. Again, this is to reduce the amount of germs that are reintroduced to your skin when they come into contact with these objects, as I have explained before. I understand that many of us may not have enough pillowcases to switch them out regularly, or have the time to hand wash pillowcases, as we want to wash the rest of our dirty clothes on a full cycle in the washing machine. And hey, I have a solution for you now. Instead of switching out the pillowcases themselves, you could use small towels and place them on your pillows. Then you switch these towels out more often and switch out your pillowcases whenever you do your laundry. So you do get that switch and reduce the amount of germs that are introduced to your face. Ta-da! There's going to be less germs on your face now, and hopefully less pimples from these tips of habits and product choice that I have told you about. Do tell me what you have decided to change in the comments, such as products you have been using which are contributing to your pimple problems, or habits that you have decided to start after listening to my episode. I will be reading your comments, and I'm really excited to see you next time. This is the end of this tea session, and it was great meeting you again. I look forward to meeting you again, and until next time, bye bye.